we drove very far to not be in this correct league of drivers right now. You overthink it. You're going to drive the car harder than you normally would. You're going to try things that you normally wouldn't. And that's like what will take you out in competition. I would never have started drifting if I had to show up to the track by myself and look like an idiot by myself, spin it out on the track and all that stuff. Like, it's a scary thing. And I think a lot of people don't get into drifting for that reason, because they're just scared to go into this motorsport all by themselves.
Drip and Drift.
Welcome to the Drip and Drift podcast. My name is Nick, aka Drip and Drift, and today's guest is the other half of ownership for Team No Tread, distributor for Zek Nova tires. Please welcome Tom. Thanks for being here, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, man. Dude, I told Tyler when he came, I was like, dude, I know y'all wanted to come together. Like, I gotta get him on as well. So I'm glad you can make it out.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, dude. So what's been up recently? You been any events recently you've been to?
Just got back from Atlanta, 4th of July.
Nice.
Last lap of the day. Typical, you never say last lap.
Yeah.
Broke the transmission on the car. So we were planning to go there for the 4th of July, which was Thursday, then Lanier Friday night drift, and then Saturday, Lanier had another event. Drove all the way there, just did the Thursday event, 4th of July, broke the car, and just got it back Friday.
Dang.
So 2 days ago.
Yeah.
So it's been a long, 6 weeks. I had to get, so I got the transmission rebuilt, and then I changed the gearing on the diff to go 3.9 because I couldn't run third. So now I'm able to run third and hopefully keep up with some of the faster cars and make the car a little bit better.
Yeah. I don't know how that, and you haven't tested it yet. And next week, this will probably come out right after USD Pro-Am, but you're going next week untested to try it out.
Go get humbled.
Yeah. Or humble some people. I mean, we'll get into it in a little bit, but you've won a couple events recently, so it can't be by luck, man.
Yeah. But I tried Tyler's because Tyler and I literally have the same car. The angle kit's different, but everything else is pretty much the same. We literally have the same amount of horsepower. We got the cars done by the same guy. And he did the 390 gear. He bought it off somebody, and when we were at Lanier, since I didn't have a car, he let me drive his car. Nice. So I was able to do third a little bit, and I was like, I need this big time.
Okay, so you've at least tried that out.
Yeah. And we went to Texas for LS Fest. That's a trip, but we went to Texas and broke my car there too. I hate this car, but we both didn't. We had the stock gearing, and dude, everybody's running 700 horsepower. It's a big track, and we were like, we are not fit for this. We have low horsepower, the wrong gearing on the car. People are messing with their quick change and everything. We're like, we drove very far to not be in this correct league of drivers right now. We knew we had to do something, and that's when Tyler looked into it and found out that 390 gear in a vette is super common.
True.
Finds one the next week. So he goes and buys it, and then I had to do the whole thing where I pay the guy to take it apart, buy everything new, so it cost me so much more money.
Dang.
But I think it's going to be worth it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot better.
Nice, man. And yeah, it'll be a testing and proving ground, but it's also you just came off some wins, so I'm excited to see how you do, man.
Yeah, me too.
So let's take us back. How'd you get into drifting? What was your initiation into the sport? How did it all come for you?
Yeah, so for me, big YouTube watcher growing up. I was on YouTube since a kid, 12, 13 years old. I spent my days in my room watching YouTube, and always watched drifting. It was always something that I loved, and as it grew. And then my best friend, he also really liked it, and we were like, let's get some RC drift cars. Because there was a track 20 minutes from his house.
Cool.
Got RC drift cars, fell in love with them. And 3 months after we started, the place got robbed. So the guy had to shut down the RC place. And we're like, what? And then the next closest one was over in, I think they're in Clearwater or St. Pete. They're booming now. But they were just starting it back then. It was 3-4 years ago. But we didn't want to drive an hour and a half to go play with RC cars. It just wasn't, so we were like, what do we do? And he was like, I'll get one if you get one. Next thing you know, we both buy 350Zs
Sick.
and just start modding them.
Yeah.
And it's been, an uphill financial battle from there.
Yeah. Dang. So, like, you started going at Showtime? That's your home
No,
track?
OSW.
OSW.
OSW probably did the first, 15 or so events at OSW. Never went to Showtime because, like we were talking about before, everybody would always say, you roast your tires at Showtime. And just, pure negligence, never even cared to go, check it out. And, I was scared of the wall and the bank and, I was learning.
Yeah.
And, OSW, the skid pad is just, perfect for learning.
It is.
And then when I met Tyler, he was like, dude, you have to come. It's awesome over there. And then went to Showtime. And then ever since then, literally I've hit probably 60 to 70% of the events at Showtime. It's just been, it's 20 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
So it's just so simple to get over there.
That's it.
And we know everybody there now. So it's awesome. This big old drifting community.
Yeah.
So it's really been awesome.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I plan on making it out there in October, and it's one of those things. I just got to try it for myself. I either hear it's a love-hate thing. I either hear people talk how you talk about it, the community's awesome, the track's cool, and but then I hear other people no, I don't like it. Either your beats up tires or there's potholes. It's the Wild West. They don't care about safety, things like that. I hear that
I mean, the Wild West thing and the safety, still for sure to this day, there's no tech. You just show up and you rip. People are in their motorcycle helmets. I mean, you have Hellcats that go there and just start drifting. And you don't see that kind of stuff at OSW. But the past, they were very strict on doing the whole 2-minute thing where you go on track for 2 minutes. And yeah, you're gonna roast your tires. That's just what happens if you're burning up your tires for 2 minutes straight. You're gonna it's not affordable to go because it's okay, so I get to drive once for going because people are showing up and set of tires. You're spending $150, $200 plus. It's that's an expensive 2 minutes. $100 a minute. You got to work a lot for that. But Aaron, the guy who runs it, has started really leaning into more of doing a set layout, and you go out with 2 cars. Or 3 cars, 4 cars, whatever, but you do 2 runs, you get a lead and a chase, and then you go off track, you let the car cool down. And ever since he started doing that, it's been awesome. I cannot say anything negative when that happens. I mean, it's just, cool. And it teaches you, boundaries, because, with the Z, it's a smaller oval. With the Z, you can get on the wall. Versus, OSW, if you want to start, pushing the limits and going on the big oval, you're not getting on the wall with a Z. You're not even getting on the bank. It's super hard, and it's a huge track. Yeah. And Showtime allows you to really push your limits and find the wall and get comfortable without feeling you have to drive so hard. And it really helps you progress.
Cool.
We noticed, Tyler and I, you have to drive your car very hard, but you can also not drive it very hard. You can teach people how to tandem a lot better that we're used to the skid pad, but then they start moving over to an oval, and it teaches you a lot more skill.
Cool.
But there's risk, if you hit the wall.
There is the wall. Yeah.
So don't do that.
There is a bank. There is a wall.
Yeah.
But it does look a lot more mellow for sure. It looks like a better stepping stone to, because I've driven the OSW oval plenty of times, but I've never committed third gear into the wall full throttle.
Same.
I don't feel like I'm there yet. So and knowing that you haven't either, that makes me feel a lot better knowing that.
No, I mean, I haven't gone back to Orlando in probably 2.5 years.
Oh, okay.
It's been a long time since.
So you've grown a lot since then. So
yeah, but Showtime's so close. It's a perfect track. And then we've been doing a lot of out of state stuff. We've been going to Georgia, Tennessee, Texas, and it's the Orlando schedule, just with the out of state and the Showtime, we just don't make it out. But we've been talking about how we want to go back there because it's a whole community that we don't know really. We know the drivers, they know us through Instagram, but there's so many people that we haven't met, and a lot of the guys K1 Slides.
Yeah,
I met him in Georgia.
True.
I didn't even, and he's an Orlando Warrior.
Yeah.
That's his home track. So it's we need to go to meet a lot of the people and kind of get our name out there and everything.
Yeah, and it takes time and effort, and there's always events happening. So it's do I go to this this track this weekend or that one, and
and then you can't usually do like back-to-back drift weekends.
Yeah.
Like it's very expensive, so you kind of got to pick your stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, because there's today it's Cars and Coffee at OSW.
Yeah.
With the next weekend's, Pro-Am. So it's like, what are you gonna do? Like,
and exactly why we didn't go to Orlando this weekend is
Yeah.
because I have Pro-Am next weekend.
Yeah.
So it's literally that issue.
Yeah. Dang. So it just 350Z snowballed into the vet. Now you're running. You mainly compete in the vet, right? The 350Z is just for fun stuff. Like,
Dude, I don't even at this point. I don't know because it was supposed to be like the vet was supposed to be like the stepping stone, and then kind of like have the Z for a fun day. But like now I'm in love with the power, and I don't even want to drive the Z, so it just sits in the garage. So it's like it was supposed to be a competition car, but I never had done a competition, so I never even intended. It was more to like up the skill. But now the Z just sits in the garage, and I just drive the vet all the time. And like when the vet's broken, I'm like, oh, I should take out the Z. I'm like, but I love the power of the vet. I just want to drive the vet.
Well, sounds like you got to put the Z into the vet, like sell the Z and
or like just LS swap the Z and just have two high horsepower cars.
There you go. Yeah, merge the two.
Yeah, that'd be the goal, but
yeah,
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
The fact that every time I take out the vet, the last like 3 or 4 times I've broken it, I had to come back with, a broken car, pushing it on the trailer.
Yeah,
it's been like it's just sucking all the money.
And like vet parts are like readily available, but aren't the cheap? Are they like relatively inexpensive parts to get for the vet, or that you've noticed?
No,
Yeah.
they're expensive.
Yeah.
They have that. It's like the old rich man's car still. So I feel like all the parts are like at a premium. So it's still like I got a new door. I had to get 2 doors, but I paid like $700 a door. Dang. And it's like the Z doors, dude. You get them for like you could buy a deal for like $150.
Yeah.
It's so much cheaper. But still, like everything, like the gearing, like all changing all that stuff. No, it's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
It hasn't gotten to that cheap market yet.
I guess even still, it is like just in Chevy alone, it is like they're one of their top tiers of like sports cars that they have. So I could see how parts would be more expensive than like Camaro parts or something like that.
Yeah, and I mean I don't know the numbers, but like if you were to run like the production numbers of like a Z compared to a vet, there was probably 2 or 3 times more Z's produced than a C6 Corvette. So like even if one day, we move forward 5 years and like cost of everything goes down, it's still going to be more expensive just because parts aren't going to be as readily available as like a Z.
Yeah.
Like it's just not.
You're right.
There's not as many.
Yeah, there isn't. I wish there was, but
yeah.
There ain't. But I wish there were more Z's out there too, because I know in years
more
to come,
Z's?
in years to come, for myself, just for myself. Like, you're right, because I hate to say that, because like I never liked Z's, but the fact of driving one, like owning it, it is just the seat-time car. Like it never breaks on me. Like it's always,
dude. It's the most phenomenal chassis ever. Like from like being a beginner and learning how to install parts, mod the car, like figuring out wheel fitment, like the whole 9, everything. There's articles, blog posts, videos on everything. Like you never guess with a Z. Like you will find all the answers so fast. Like when I got the vet and I started putting it together, it's so difficult to like figure out like if I'm doing this right or that. Like with the Z, I would have my doubts, just look it up. Is this correct? Boom, yes, answer, 30 seconds. In the vet, you're actually like having to do research and like there's not as many videos and
try stuff out yourself, figure it out. Yeah. Dang. Well, you've been able to do it thus far. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's nuts and bolts at the end of the day.
And you got Tyler too that has the same thing, that you guys share ideas and work together on that stuff, which is cool. Like both with the Z and the vet. That's dope.
What's funny with that is he did his clutch in his vet, and I don't know if you know, but with the vet you have to drop the whole rear subframe torque tube. It's a nightmare. I decided to do it in my garage on jack stands. Worst decision I've ever done in my life. And I go to like take everything apart, blah blah blah, and you're like supposed to measure something, And like I was too stubborn to ask him. I was like, oh, it's nuts and bolts. I can figure it out. I'm gonna put the whole thing back together just to find out that I didn't measure correctly. And I had to take everything apart again to put it all back together. I was like, I'm never dropping this again. I'm never, like, unless I get a lift, like, it's going to a shop.
Yeah.
And they're taking care of it.
Dang. Yeah, there's some things that I just take to my shop dynasty here that I'm like, I don't even want to.
Yeah. When you start dropping big parts like that, I mean, there's, like, also a risk of, like, the car falling and stuff, which, like, I will admit, I'm a little scared when it comes down to that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want the car to fall on me. Like,
for sure.
That you hear all the creaks and stuff because you're removing, like, the 300-400 pounds out of the car, and it's like, if something snags and pulls one way, and like, it's scary.
It's on these little stands, like,
yeah. Like, I'm not super confident in it.
Yeah, and even like some tools and stuff, I don't have either. Like, I don't have a press or like for ball joints, things like that. That like I've seen workarounds that people do, but it's like, do I really want to do that or just take it in type of thing?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if you think about it, it's like when you start having to buy all these tools. It would have been cheaper just to take it to the guy to do it because you're buying all this stuff to get the job done.
Which that's what, it's funny you say that because I hear the other side. Like, you take it into the shop so much, you might as well buy this tool so you could do it yourself and for every other time. And yeah, I guess it just depends the part and the job that you're doing. Like, or the tool that you need. Because, there's some tools I will need this again. Yeah. There's other tools that it's like, I'll probably never use this.
No, but like buying a press, it's like, where am I going to keep it? Yeah. And like, is that really something I'm going to use? Like every couple of weeks? No, it's like, I have a press, which I got for free, luckily. Nice. It's technically not mine. It's a loaner, but it's mine.
You've had it long enough for 3 years.
I've had it for 3 years. Yeah, so it's mine. But it's like, I've used it 3 times. So it's like, imagine you buy a press to use it once a year.
Yeah.
That's... I don't know. Doesn't really make sense.
I don't know if that's worth it. Yeah, dude.
No. And I've moved it in the garage. I've moved it more times than I have used it. Just to like reorganize the garage and put it in this corner, that corner, that corner. Right. So it looks better here. And it's just like, but it is what it is.
Yeah, dude. It is. It'll happen. You'll buy it or you won't, and you'll use it or you won't, and just move it around or you won't.
Yeah, but we've gotten lucky. So with Team No Tread, we have a member. His name's Brian Bosia. And he works, like he has a full-on shop behind his house.
Cool.
Like full shop, big lift, everything, can fit a couple cars in there. And that's what like he loves to do. So he just helps out like all the team members and anybody who needs help and like fixes your car for like super cheap compared to like what you would take it at the shop. Like he just redid my whole Z, pulled the motor, pressure washed everything because there was piss and oil everywhere. And I was tired of just adding oil. I was like, one day I'm going to forget and it's just going to blow up. Yep. But he like took care of everything for me. I brought him the vet after Texas and he replaced the bell housing. And like he has a ton of Z knowledge because that's what he drives primarily, and a ton of LS knowledge also. So it's like, those are the 2 platforms I have, LS and the Z. So like he knows what he's doing. You're confident. He like when I took him my Z, he like changed a bunch of bolts out because he was like, these bolts are crap. Like he put lock bolts instead and like nut and bolt checked the whole car. And it's like, he's a drifter doing things for drifters. So you know he's going to do it correctly. He's not cutting corners. And it's just been awesome to have him be a part of the team and to hook us up. I mean, like he's got like 6 cars in his driveway right now from all the team members, like from crashes to like cages needing being welded in, like everybody just drops off their car and he just works on them when he has time.
So,
yeah.
That's cool. That's needed, man, because nowadays, like, you always feel like people are trying to gyp you or, like, screw you over, and, yeah, man. Like,
and these shops, they talk to you, like when you don't have the knowledge, like, you feel like you're about, like, they talk to you with such a reassuring manner that I feel like I'm getting scammed by, like, the way you're talking to me. I feel like it's too simple and you're too good for me not to get scammed in the end. Like, I feel like you're just like, you're selling me too hard.
Yeah.
That's the experience I've gotten with a lot of shops. So,
yeah. And I feel like we can easily detect that because we do work on cars. Like, my girl or my mom or like people that don't work on cars, like, dude, like they'll call me like, does this sound right? Like a price or like, they said they need to do this and this and this when I just went in for this. Like, it happens every day, all the time to people. And
I mean, dude, like a perfect example is I just had to get work done to my truck at Ford, and the guy, like, I'm like, okay, send me an official quote to get everything done. Hits me with like, you need new windshield wipers, you need new brake pads, new brake calipers. I'm like, I changed the windshield wipers out like 2 months ago, and the brake pads and rotors 6 months ago. You're just tacking stuff on, and then like that kind of makes you lose faith in the aspect of things. Yeah, because you're just like, I mean, I get it. You're running a business. You gotta, make your money. But like, when I know I just did these things, and you're trying to redo it for me, it's like,
it either makes you not go back, or makes you next time you come in there like a dick. Yeah, and you're like, I'm coming in for this. I don't want you to tell me anything else. Yeah. Like, then you're that guy. But it's like, you made me this guy. Yeah, you created this monster.
Yeah, but then it goes back to like the mom or the sister or the girlfriend. Like, they just get scammed like that, and it's like, it sucks.
Yeah, man.
Parts and labor is not cheap.
No, it isn't, and it needs to be done right. Yeah. But people do take advantage for that, for sure. But
it is what it is. It's the world we live in. You just gotta find your way around, make your good connection. That's what's so big in drifting, and why it's awesome is because everybody's there for everybody. Like, you post a story and you're like, anybody can help me find this, and you get like, even with a small follower base, you get like 3, 4, 5 people that respond. It's like, oh, hit up this guy, hit up that guy, and like on the Facebook group. So like, that really helps out, and it's awesome, especially at the beginning when you're learning, everybody being so friendly. It's dope.
Agreed, man. Well, talking about getting into competitions, you won recently the Monster.
Yeah.
And that was their second Monster event. Did you drive the first one too? No. So you won the second one, and then Beast Coast's most recent comp. What track was that?
Citrus County Speedway. County. Which I guess was their first drift event ever there. Yeah. And it was the competition by Beast Coast.
And it went well? I haven't been out there.
Dude, track is just like Showtime. Better pavement, but like same size track. Beautiful venue. Like, they have the spectator side, they have a bar, they have food, so like people can come and watch and like hang out. Cool. You're parked in like a nice lot, like no sand, no grass. Like, you're very comfortable in there. Like, Beast Coast did an amazing job organizing it. Like, it was really, truly a great experience. Yeah.
That's dope. And I know they're having another event out there in November.
Yeah, I've been seeing them post about that. Yeah. Definitely worth going to that track, though. Yeah. It's very comfortable.
Cool. And winning that, like, what do you chalk that up to? What do you, like, was it the people you were battling? Was it, like, your preparation? Like, how did that...
the Monster comp was right after we decided to do the Zeknova thing. And that comp, it was like, okay, well, we need to start branching out further than just Showtime, to get the brand out there and all that stuff. So it was like, screw it, it's a competition, we don't know what we're doing, but like, let's send it and we'll figure it out. We'll just go drive for fun. Well, next thing you know, like, the whole time practicing, I had no idea what the layout was. Like, I wasn't comfortable. And just like, through the luck of things and the people I was battling against and all that stuff, ended up first place. I was just like, okay, that was cool. We started setting up like a little ritual. Like, my girlfriend would give me a kiss every time I got in the car right before I left, and everybody in the same order would come and say, you got this. So it was almost like, I don't know what it's called, but like when people do like a certain things before they, and like, so that was cool. Like, the support from like everybody telling you like, you got it, definitely like puts you in a mindset of like, maybe I do got this. Yeah. And then like the Citrus one, same thing. Went out there for fun. I mean, at that point I was like, well, I won one comp, so I'm not like a horrible driver. Like, I have some skill. So we did the Beast Coast one, and then somehow lined up perfectly. I mean, I think the bracket was definitely in my favor. Yeah. Like, there were some, like, especially the Beast Coast one, there were some heavy hitters. Like, you were seeing some of the tandems like door to door. Like, Tyler went against, I think it was Fellow. Okay. And they went one more time, and they're like, oh, I'm like, if I have to go against Fellow, I'm screwed. Like, he's going to beat me for sure. But he ended up hitting the wall. So he got booted out. So the guy that he was supposed to go, that lost, now they put him back in because he couldn't race. Yeah. And luckily he was in like like a 350 horsepower Mustang, and I was in the vet, so I don't even think he had 350 horsepower.
Yeah.
So I was able to just kind of walk away from him, and it made the win kind of easy for me to power.
Yeah, that is what's interesting about like comps is like something could happen with the car that sets you off, or like something could happen in the moment, like milliseconds of you making a decision screws you over and you're out, and the other guy moves on, and it's tricky, like tricky comps.
Well, especially like when you start like dealing with like modded cars like this, and you start pushing higher horsepower and stuff, like the cars become obviously less reliable. So it's like you can win a whole competition if you're super lucky and technically never even battle anybody.
Yeah, if guys get like, knocking themselves out.
Yeah, if you get like a perfect bracket.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. I'm sure it maybe it's happened before. Like,
oh, it's for sure happened.
Yeah, dang. So both comps you just went into like not really prepped. Like obviously you got your car set up right and stuff, but like
a fun day. Both comps, it was supposed to be a fun day. Network, push Zec Novas, push Team No Tread, kind of like show that, you know, we're trying to do something in the community without any intentions of like winning the competition. But I think like that's a big thing too, is like you overthink it. You're going to drive the car harder than you normally would. You're going to try things that you normally wouldn't. And that's like what will take you out in competition. And just going in there, just like, all right, I'm just having fun with the boys, get to drive with some new drivers I haven't driven with before, and like, let's see how this goes. A favorable bracket, and you go to the top. Yeah, not getting too much in your head about things and like freaking yourself out about stuff. Like, that's good going in with like, fun day, calm demeanor. Like at the Monster Comp, I was so nervous. It was my first competition. Right. And like some good drivers are there, and I've never driven with like good drivers like that. I was already going to the bathroom before every time I had to get in the car to pee, because I had the nervous pees every single time. I was just going, and I kept going for a walk, and I was just like, man, this is like hectic. And it's like, but just drive for fun and it'll be fine. But you still have that inner part in you that you can't control. It's just going to give you the jitters and all that stuff. Yeah. Even fun days, you get a little bit of that, like until. I feel for me, it's like until I hit that gas like off the starting line, I get the nerves up until that first lap, and once I step on the gas, then like they kind of go out the window. It's the best feeling though. Like the whole week prior to the event, you know you're getting more and more excited the night before. You can barely sleep, like especially when you're first starting to drift. Yeah. And like you get there and you're like, oh my God, I'm going. And then like you start driving, it's like everything just like flows. You're free. Yeah, it's the best feeling. For me, things slow down. Like, I'm not thinking about my work week or, like, anything else in life. Like, just the moment. Like, it's awesome. It's awesome. Man. And there's so much going on that it really frees your brain of all, like, the BS that's going on. You have to pay attention to every little thing happening. I think, that probably helps that, like, letting everything else go. Yeah. Because you have to be so in tune. Yeah, you can't be thinking about like what went down at work on Friday, or like what you got to do on Monday. Yeah, you got to focus on not smashing that door in front of you or spinning out. For real, man. So you're like, I know you said you did the gearing that you're gonna be going into Pro-Am with. Anything else that you have to do to the car before? Install the padding for the cage so that my head doesn't hit it. Yeah, you had that problem before? No, like, but it's part of the tech. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's like the last little thing I have to do. But no, I mean, just drive the car. It's dialed. I mean, it's been reliable. Like everything that's broken has been like due to like the bell housing when it broke was like negligence because I didn't put the bolts back in properly is what people are telling me. Like I didn't tighten them enough. They came loose. So like the twisting and then like the diff and trans is just like things when you push more power that you have to upgrade. And it's like, now I should be dialed and like the car should run probably for the rest of the season. Without any issues, but like nothing. I know how the car drives. Just drive it. Yeah, and go have fun. Yeah, nice. Yeah, going with the same attitude, like I mean, day with the friends. Once again, like I'm just going rep the team, rep the tires, and go have fun. Yeah, have you found a lot of competitors are now running Zec Novas as well? In Florida? Yeah. In Florida, it's insane. I mean, I don't know, like, the number. probably try to get it, but like I feel like maybe 75% of the Pro-Am grid, like 3/4 of the drivers, if not more, are on Zech Novas.
True.
It's a great tire.
Yeah.
So
That's what I hear.
Yeah. I mean, it's got the grip, it's got the life. It's readily available here for everybody.
Yeah.
Because we have the Tampa and Miami warehouse, so people come to the warehouse in Tampa and pick them up.
Cool.
And Lewis is like the face of it.
Yeah.
He's done an amazing job pushing it. Like, I mean, he did was it the Black Friday event? No, maybe. But it was like that comp that OSW does. But he like showed up with like his whole trailer full of tires, and that's when you're like, okay, well, this tire is like making a statement, like people are loving it. So that's when we bought our first container without even trying the tire. And then the Monster Comp, that was my first time ever trying the tire. And we're like, oh yeah, made the good choice. Like it was a phenomenal, like fell in love with it right away. I mean, I was a Kenda boy from day one.
Same.
Day one, I saw like a lot of the things they say, like you have to run the same tire to like be confident in the car, what it's going to do and stuff like that. So from day one, started running Kendas, loved the Kendas, moved all the way through like up until 6-ish months ago with Kendas. But the pricing kept going up and up and up. And then they had like the little drought when they tried to switch the manufacturing to, I think it was Vietnam, and like you couldn't get them. So it was like already on the lookout for like, we should, have a backup tire that's reliable just in case. Yeah. And the Zech Nova just fit the bill perfectly, and it was top tier. It was awesome.
Yeah, I'm still that'll be the next tire I buy. So I'll hit you or Tyler up about them for sure.
Yeah.
And as far as Team No Tread, you got members in Vegas, here in Florida, anywhere else. I mean, just expanding and.
I mean, there's like Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina.
Sick.
And kind of like, I mean, it's obviously easier to push like from the East Coast up and like start branching out that way. We have 2 drivers, Matt and Bryce, in Vegas because they're actually Zech Nova customers, and we hit them up and we're like, do you guys want to be part of the team? And just kind of like create a community for all the new people that like they haven't found their place, they haven't found their group, and like where you can ask for advice and you can like meet them at the track. Like Bryce and Matt are like, I think, best friends in Vegas. But like if you get a third member that just started, like that's 2 people that you can go. Yeah. And like the main requirement is like you just have a clean image and you love drifting. That's like the only things we require. But that's like, it allows for everybody to kind of just be one and like be safe. And it's like,
and I know you mentioned like when you first start drifting, like not having people to talk to or go to. Yeah. So that's kind of how it started.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I started because I had a friend to do it with. Like I would never have started drifting if I had to show up to the track by myself and look like an idiot by myself, spin it out on the track and all that stuff. Like it's a scary thing. And I think a lot of people don't get into drifting for that reason, because they're just scared to go into this motorsport all by themselves. And that kind of allows you, maybe you're following Team No Tread and you can like ask who Tyler runs the page. So ask him a little bit about, hey, this and that. And it's like, oh yeah, we have people in your area, get a car, go up to them, talk to them. And then like, that you can confidently go and talk to people in person. Yeah. And to learn the market also, because what we experience in Florida, the way that we drift, the way that we operate, the size of tires that we use, the angle kits that we use, might not be the same in California or in Vegas or in Washington or in Colorado. Like, everybody gets their own little niche group and they kind of like expand, and like you don't get to know too much like what is happening in the other states. And with Team No Tread, to be able to kind of like expand further and to understand more like the whole grassroots drifting market as a whole, to learn and see like what everybody's about.
Yeah, that's cool. Because like drifting is so small, but in that small, everyone, it is, I always hear it's such a great community, and I personally think that too.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But it does get a little cliquey. I mean, you with your homies are together, your friends, like, someone from the outside might feel weird walking up and being like, "Hey guys, like,
100%.
I want to drift too," you know.
100%. And then like that brings back like my first OSW event. Like I saw all these like sick dudes like throwing all these tandems, and never in my life would I dare go up to them and be like, "Hey, hi, I'm Tom. I'm this noob over here that knows nothing. Like, teach me something, you experts." Like I would be too shy to do it. But this kind of like opens it up to allow people to feel like they're welcome to go do that.
Yeah, because I think it is kind of personal, like inside. Because really, like any drifter I have gone up to and been like, "Hey, I'm Nick. What's up?" Like they've been cool. They've been so cool. Yeah. Like I've never once got like, "No, get out of here."
Oh, never.
Like so it is like a personal thing. Like I inside feel scared to go up to this new person. I don't know.
Like in high school going up to the cool kids. Like you don't just go up to the cool kids. They're the cool kids, and you're not part of that group for a reason. And it's like to make it so there are no cool kids, and we're all on the same playing field. Whether
we're all cool kids.
Yeah, we're all cool kids. Whether you've been drifting for 5 years or it's your first event, to just feel as included as everybody else. Yeah. And I mean, for like Showtime, it's worked out like fantastically. Like because it's our home track, and like a lot of the drivers are at Showtime now. Like we have such like a nice big group, and like all the new drifters, we go talk to them. They join the team, like. And it's like a whole big community, and it's like there is no like tiers. Like we're all at Showtime together on the same playing field, and it's awesome.
Cool. It's a way to be, man.
Yeah.
And no gatekeeping.
No. We all want to level up together.
Sick, man. I love to see where you guys go with this, man. It's dope. Any besides that, like any future plans for you personally or for the team in the next year or two?
I mean, the team, so we definitely want to like also do like product development and like release products out to the drifters, kind of, like how all the other companies are doing. We have the throttle LEDs, which there's actually a third owner of Team No Tread. Okay. His name's Steven.
Okay.
And he's like the tech nerd guy. Cool. And he developed the throttle LEDs, which is like the FD lights that you put on your
bars. Yeah.
And so in FD they have the potentiometer that like feels the G forces of the car. So like that's what it tells you to do. Mm-hmm. Obviously too expensive and not a grassroots thing. So the way that he developed it and like coded a whole system, everything, got parts, prototype, all this stuff, but we tap into the throttle, the brake, and the clutch, and that allows that it tells you, like the LEDs know what you're doing with your feet, essentially. Yeah. So as you apply more throttle, you'll have more green lights, brake, more red light, and how hard, like he takes like the voltage, and so he knows like really the amount of, so you have to be drive-by-wire. You can't be drive-by-cable right now. He has another version that he's working on, which is plugs into the OBD2 port. And like the clutch too, so the people from the outside know what the car or what the driver's intentions are of him doing. So that's super cool that he did that. We're all started running them. He's actually bringing some to Pro-Am to try to sell to some of the guys, and like he's going to start mass producing so everybody can feel like an FD driver and not really be an FD driver. And then we have stuff like the handbrake handle on the GK Tech handbrake doesn't have a grip. Personally, I think having a grip is the coolest thing ever. Like the little BMX grip on your handbrake. Like it looks cool. I feel cool. So I have capabilities of CNCing aluminum. So we made custom handbrake handles where you can slip on a bike grip that we sell on the site. Sick. So it's like people, entry level, GK Tag, Z, that's where you go. Yeah. Like they have all the parts. It's so simple. But then like you get to like learn it a little bit more, and you're like, oh shoot, I wish I had one with a grip. That's what I thought. That's what Tyler thought. But you're not going to change out your whole handbrake kit to go like chase bays because you want to feel cool and have that's a lot of money, and that money goes towards tires for all of us. So we developed it. We sell it for like $50. Cool. And it's like not even to make money. It's just to like provide a product for the people. Yeah. And I did one. I haven't put it into production yet, but I did one for the FDF C6 handbrake also, because once again, it doesn't have a grip, and I don't feel cool. I want to feel cool with my grip.
Yeah.
So I just have to put it into production, test it out, make sure it works, and start offering that to people also.
Cool.
And a bunch of little knickknacks like that, just stuff that aren't necessities, but like when you have a little bit of extra money laying around that you can buy a cool part for your car, essentially.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, dude. I think more people need to try coming up with little things like that fit into where they go. Because, those FD lights, like, I mean, for years I've seen them, and, like, that'd be sick to run in the car. But, like you say, like, a drive-by wire and, stuff that might not be in everyone's car.
Yeah.
Like, they can't use. That's cool that your boy could develop that stuff.
Yeah, no, it's been awesome. He's been grinding at it for months. Like, it's hard. Like, he's putting hours and hours into
research and development. Yeah,
that's literally. And we're his test bunnies. It's cool. I'll take it.
Hell yeah.
But it's like, when you have like people that get into cars and they start buying like the little bling blings, like the AutoZone shit. Just like, and you just want to feel like plasti dip. You want to feel like you're customizing, but it's not like big customizations. And it's like, once you're building your drift car, sometimes, you get your angle, you get your tow arms, you get your wheels, you get your suspension, but then you get to kind of a point where like, there isn't really anything else you can do. And it's like, okay, well, my next step would be like a cage, but that's like, $3,000-$4,000 with install, but you still want to feel like you're upgrading your car and like it feel new again because you installed that one part. You know that feeling when you install a part.
Oh yeah, dude. Anything. Even when I put the new steering wheel on, I was like, oh, nice. Like,
exactly. And it's just like to do things like that just kind of like give you a reason to make your car a little bit better, nicer, a personal touch to you.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Sick, man. And having drifters in mind while you guys do it. Yeah. That's important. Man, so you're finishing out the Pro-Am for this season, and I'm guessing you're going to be doing Pro-Am next season as well?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Competitions, like I'm doing Pro-Am because I won 2 comps, and it's like I would be stupid not to do it. And then I went to the Pro-Am round 1 just for fun, just to see like who was driving. Yeah. And a lot of the guys did the Beast Coast comp too, and they're like, why aren't you driving? I'm like, oh shit, maybe I should drive. So I'm doing round 2. We'll see how it goes. But if I just like get out and like it's not fun, then I'm not going to keep doing it. Like I don't ever intend to go pro spec or like it's too much money.
Keep it fun. You want to keep it fun. Like, not keep it have it like a job.
Yeah. I just want to bull with the boys and just like have fun. And if it goes well, it goes well. We'll see what happens. But like, I don't want to have to dump a bunch of money to say I want, like, I don't know. I don't have that competitive knack in me. I'd rather just
urge to be the best.
I'd rather just have fun, drive, and like not be tied to having to do all these things and be able to like if round 3 is happening and LS Fest East is happening at the same time, I don't want to be like, oh no, I have to go. Like I'd rather go experience LS Fest East versus doing Pro-Am, which I know it's just a competition. It's going to be the same drivers, and it's like I want to do new things. I don't want to do the same things over and over again.
That makes sense. That makes sense. But if you keep on winning, then
then I'm screwed. I gotta do it. There's no reason not to. But I mean, like, dude, you see the grid. There's some heavy hitters. And like, I don't know if I wasn't paying attention before, if it's just this year, but like, dude, these guys, they have full on race cars. Like, and like we technically do too, but like high horsepower, quick change, dog box. Like, this is Pro-Am. Like, this is insane. Like, like Ryan Acevedo, he's like doing gear changes, and you're like, I got the 390 gear. Like, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I got one of them.
But like, they're taking it super seriously, and like, to all their honor, like, do it and go pro spec. And I feel like at that point, I don't even want to get in their way to like potentially not allow them to do that if I were to win. But no, it's just like, it's fun, but I don't want to make it like a full on thing.
True. Oh yeah, man. Was there anything else you want to touch on or talk about before we close out?
No, it's been awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Thanks
I appreciate you coming by, man. And if you like this episode, drop a thumbs up, leave a comment, and we'll catch you next time, fam. Peace.